friends, and welcome to another episode of Rural Contractors. I'm your host, Paul Osmondson. Today's topic is turning away work. Turning away work that does not fit in with what you're doing. As I started to niche down, remember I went from roofs, I did everything. Whatever it was, I would do it. As I wanted to only fill up my time with sheds. My goal was to get 20 or less sheds to fill up our schedule. I wanted more bigger projects than smaller projects, so I was dealing with 20 clients a year instead of 150. In my first year, I dealt with 150 clients working solely by myself. 150 clients. That is a ton of little project. That is a ton of gas driving to these different projects. So in this mindset of having to switch to being willing to tell people no was super hard for me. But I wanted to come up with a system that would make it easier. The jobs that I didn't want were still good jobs. For all of these little projects, if somebody just needs a door put in, I have to go look at the project, I have to order the door, I have to do all this. It takes a whole bunch of time. And it's like, what am I going to make on that? $500? I had to be willing to say no to these jobs. But I also don't want to turn these customers away because I want them to think about me when they want a shed. So I would refer them to somebody that did want that type of work. I'm trying to refer only people that are going to answer their phone, get back to them, because I want somebody that holds my level of customer service as well. But by saying no to these projects, it allowed me to save my time for these 20 projects that I wanted, working me towards the goal of the brand that I was building. And it's a whole lot easier dealing with 20 or less clients a year than 150. But I'm telling you, this turning away jobs was so hard for me because that scarcity mindset comes in. I know back in the past, we took on jobs we shouldn't have taken on because we didn't have a lot on the books, but knowing your time periods of when your customers are calling, and the longer you're in business, the more you're known in your community. I'm known as the shed guy. Who's going to build it? Oh, Modern Shed Builders. The longer you're in that space, you're going to build your brand to the point where you have an area and you're the most trusted guy in that. You're not the exception to the rule. You are the rule. People are comparing other companies to your service. The more and more that I grew and I continued to put those good projects onto my schedule, I'm even going to what types of sheds are those cookie cutter easy sheds. The goal is to fill up your schedule so much with the perfect jobs for you with the most amount of profitability in it. And there's so much value for your customer in that too, because they get quality, they get it quick, they know exactly what they're paying for, and they get it. And that consistency is so important for your customer, for you. It comes down to you turning away the jobs that are not perfect for you, turning away the customers that are not perfect for you. I'm not here to serve everybody. I'm here to serve the right people that want quality, that want it in a timely manner, that value good communication, that values a team that's going to show up consistently every day. And if the weather's crappy, I'm going to send them a text and be like, hey, we're not going to be there today. We got an indoor project we're going to do. But these are things that are all important. And it started with me having to say, sorry, I can't do your project. And remember, it's not your problem what they need to get done. There's a story in Richest Man in Babylon, greatest book in the world, of the ox came in from pulling the plow all day and said, oh, I hurt, all of these things, I don't want to. And the donkey said, hey, tomorrow when the farmer comes in, lay on your ox mound and moan like your belly hurts and kick. So the next morning he did that, and the plower came in, saw the ox, and went back to the farmer and said, hey, the ox is sick. The farmer says, Hook the plow to the donkey. The plowing must go on. So the donkey got to plow all day. When he came back into the barn that night, the ox was like smiling and, oh, it's so great. The donkey said, hey, if you do that tomorrow, they're going to butcher you. It made the ox's problem his problem, and we don't need to take on these problems of other people. We give as much value as we can. If we can refer them on to somebody else, that's awesome. And the goal is that you did it in a manner, if they have a need for the service that you provide, they'll call you again. I hope this episode was helpful. We'll talk to you next time.